All right, I should be live on Facebook and Instagram now. I'm kind of losing steam, but I'm avoiding doing things today I'm supposed to be doing. So I've been doing everything except for what I'm supposed to be doing, and I haven't done many updates in a while because I've just been so busy. Been working a lot. Haven't really had haven't taken a lot of time off except for when I've had dental stuff or when I've been sick, which stinks. But I'm trying to save up my other time for vacations in July of this year. So yeah, I just posted on Facebook last night. I'm getting more work done on my teeth, so this tooth right here that looks like a lot whiter than the other ones, that's a temporary because it's going to be another gold crown. So I'm waiting for the gold one to come in, but that was not fun. I've had a headache for over a week, on and off, taking a leave when I'm working and stuff, because I don't know if it could be sinus stuff too, but it's not been pleasant. And as I said, I had to get 8 different shots in the roof of my mouth. If you guys haven't had a lot of dental work done, one thing that you learn after a while is that the top of your mouth, definitely the front teeth, trying to numb those hurts a lot worse than anything else. And it's frustrating for me because when I get anything done with anesthesia, it never really lasts or works as well as you would think it should. Just like when I gave birth to my kid and they tried to give me an epidural, that didn't work. That was fun. So it stinks. Last year when I went to the pulmonary specialist, who was literally the worst physician I've ever dealt with. I have been putting off dealing with any other medical stuff. I was I need a break from these people. Plus I just switched insurance and all that fun stuff. But eventually as I've discussed, there's value in seeing if I can get any type of hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos diagnosis. So my doctors tell me it's a diagnosis of exclusion, and I'm y'all have been excluding a lot of stuff over the years, so we'll see. But I thought I had my sound off. Sorry for my notifications. So yeah, working a weird schedule. I just don't have the energy to pop on and be social. I did just dye my hair, so it's back to Bi Flag for Pride Month. This year I'm not doing the parade here in my area. I'm tired, and I don't feel entertaining everyone. I want to go with my partner and just enjoy it as spectators. So maybe the next year I'll go again or something, but I don't know. I just want to have fun myself. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's usually hot walking, taking my dog. Last year was kind of overstimulating. When I went to the parade, even before it started, people are loud. So there was a point where I definitely had to put on headphones, just to put on something to drown out the sound of all the people being loud and slamming stuff. I don't think it's just a neurodivergent thing, but I went to a store today and they kept slamming something in the store. I don't know if they were picking up boxes and dropping them or something, but oh my god, it was definitely dysregulating. I don't like the sound of things slamming. So I'm getting better at accommodating myself in that manner. I definitely, I had a moment when I was at the store where someone complimented my hair, and it's funny because I don't, like, I realize this, you know, when I have interactions like this, like, I don't look at people's faces really so much. I don't look them in the eyes. I don't really like, I'm just like trying to think of being socially polite. So someone said they like my hair, and I was like, oh, thanks. And then I'm like kind of shopping and doing my thing, and like, I was like, I looked up and I noticed they had blue hair too, and I was like, oh, it probably would have been even more polite to be like, I like your hair too, but I don't think about that kind of stuff because my brain is like thinking about something else, and I'm not, I don't know, I guess I'm just not that masked in the moment, so I'm not thinking about like socializing with people. So it's a weird thing. I feel like people think that I'm rude a lot. And I'm like, my brain just has so much going on. It's processing things. And a lot of times when I'm in a situation like that, by the time the person like has ended the interaction, is walking away, I'm like, oh, I should have probably said something nice to them. I don't know. It's social things are weird. I had another thought about that. It's something that happened recently, but it is escaping me right now because my brain power is fading. Oh, since I haven't been making, I know, a lot of posts about vegan stuff. I've been cooking a lot. I should be eating the curry right now that I made the other day, but I'm doing this, so I'll eat it in a minute. But you know, eventually I'll post some more stuff with recipes. Products that I like. I still post things here and there, but even on my personal profile, I haven't really, I'm like so behind on pictures and posts and everything, and I do still want to do social media because I feel like there's, like, I remember living in secluded areas where there weren't a lot of people, there wasn't a lot of representation. I feel like when I was a teenager, if I would have had more representation and more community, like, I would have not felt so out of place, you know, being a queer person, being a neurodivergent person. It does make me wonder if I would have maybe been able to pursue, like, a different diagnosis other than just gifted at some point. I mean, obviously, I don't have thousands of dollars that I want to drop on that at the moment, and it's hard because when you've been through the medical system so much, like, you're so used to getting invalidated that you're like, part of me, it's like, you know something's different about you, but there is a part of you that is like, what if I go and they evaluate me and they invalidate it or dismiss it as, oh, it's just this and this and that. And it's like, I've had a lot of stuff that I've been told by medical professionals over the years that it was this or that, and come to find out a decade or two later, they were just wrong, just completely wrong. And I know they're doing the best that they can with the information they have, but it puts the work, the mental energy onto the person who's pursuing the diagnosis, and I've just been burnt out on it. So my kid's definitely getting older and more independent in ways, though, so there's free time sometimes, more than there used to be, so we're getting there. But yeah, parenting is tiring. Before I go on and talk about that, I'll show you guys a few of the things that lately I've discovered or been into. I got this cereal the other day that was really, really good. Like, I don't eat a lot of cereal because I've been gluten-free for 22 years now. And most of the cereals have stuff I don't eat in them, or they have all these like junky vitamins added that are like cheap, and as someone with MTHFR mutations, like I'm not trying to block up my system and not be able to absorb my vitamins. So I'm kind of particular about it, and a lot of times I don't like the way cereal makes me feel if it's too much sugar or too, you know, processed. But I got this one at the store, and I was really skeptical. This 3 Wishes. I was like, this is the marshmallow flavor, vegan marshmallow, because y'all know, right? Like, that marshmallows are usually all old, gross animal parts. And I was skeptical about it, but it was like, this is like my new favorite cereal now. So it's pricey, but when I see it on sale, I'm sure as heck gonna buy it. And it's got 8 grams of protein in a serving with only 3 grams of sugar. For cereal, that's not bad at all. Like, the ingredients are chickpea tapioca, pea protein, cane sugar, flavors, and monk fruit extract. So this is like our new favorite cereal right now. I also discovered these. I've seen them in a couple of stores now. I can't remember specifically where I bought these. They make, like, I know Whole Foods has like a not spicy flavor of them, which are really good, but this is like the spicy one. But even my kid will eat these, who's in the middle of what she'll eat that's spicy, but they're really good. They have corn in them, so it's not like they're the healthiest thing, but sometimes you just want to eat something junky. Today I also was out and at Target I saw these. So these are like a vegan ranch flavor. I don't know if I'm gonna like them because they have a pizza one that was like, it was alright. But I'm gonna try this and see how I like it. And I'll let you guys know if it was good or not. Also, like, one thing, so it's been like, as I posted recently, 6 months since my partner and I have been together. They are pretty much doing almost exclusively vegan and gluten-free, and cutting other things out of their diet. Most, like red dye is not sitting well with them, but you know, as neurodivergents, we should not be surprised that red dye is making us sick. Like, it's just, doesn't sit well with people. But gummy, like, candies are one of the things that can be harder to find sometimes, and we found a few at a couple different places, but there's always, if you have a Whole Foods, the old standard of these gummy stars. They're junk food, they're sugar. But, you know, a lot of us grew up eating certain things, and sometimes you just want to eat something that reminds you of being a kid. Sometimes you want less sugar. So the Whole Foods gummy stars are good. They also have like these rings there that I think they had like a sour watermelon one or something. Those are really good too. So just check. Not all their stuff is vegan, obviously. And then I had posted for Easter my daughter's Easter basket, so it's a little more tailored specifically because now my kid is getting preferences, but it had the Yum Earth jelly beans in it. The vegan grocery store, I don't know if I missed it, but I didn't see a lot of vegan white chocolate there that was Easter themed this year, which is one of my kids' favorites. It's funny because a lot of people don't like white chocolate, but she likes it. So I'll have to look again for Halloween and see what they have. We bought a couple different things the last time we were there. So as I go, I will update you guys. One exciting thing that I saw at Whole Foods, this lip balm, which I've posted before, Eco Lips makes a vegan lip balm now. And the other one that I have is like a berry flavor. This one is lemon lime, which is kind of like reminds me of like a lime or a lemon Starburst flavor. It's good. If I would totally take just like a endorsement, like contract with any of these, like I have lip balm on Subscribe and Save. It is not a joke. People laugh, but I'm like, there's no less than 20 lip balms in my house right now. It's a problem, I know. But yeah, but I'm not actually sponsored by anybody's products that I share. I just show you guys what I like. So yeah, life's been a lot. Medical stuff, work. I can't believe that there's only 6 weeks left of school for kids. Summer school is coming up. I'm looking forward to summer, but I feel like it's going to go really fast. So I found out today that my kid, for their grade level, got like second place in math in the entire school district, which doesn't surprise me. As I've said in my old videos before, I have family that's dyslexic. I have family that has always been very gifted in the area of math. Like, I was doing algebra in like 8th grade when everybody was doing whatever math they were doing. And then I was in Algebra 2 my first year of high school with a bunch of juniors, which was interesting. And I understand now the way my brain works. Like, I have a pattern recognition brain. I have a very visual brain. But I used to get all of my Algebra 2 work done, like all the classwork done, plus all the homework, and then I would sit there and still have time. And people would want me to help them, and I would just be like, I don't know how you want me to explain to you how I did this, because I just, in my brain, I just like flip the equation around, like all the numbers, and I just see the answer. So I don't know how to, like, I can't explain the steps to you or do it for you, because that's just the way my brain is. I have a pattern brain, and it just does it. So it's cool when, you know, you get recognized for something. As I've talked in my older videos before, I grew up in a family, especially being a gifted child, where your accomplishments were like the first and sometimes only thing that was celebrated, which creates a stressful dynamic, because then your way to get validation from people is from performance. And I feel like as an adult, it has definitely burned me out. And then there's also that level of like, you know, like my child got second in the district. So like, it's like, oh, one person was better than me. And when I grew up in school, it was crazy, because it was like, there's this psychological thing, like nobody likes second place in general. It's like somehow you feel like you failed, but it's like you did so much better than, you know, you're more advanced than everybody else. You shouldn't feel bad that you got second place. Like I told my kid today, I said, that's fine if somebody else got first place. Like, it can change, and you might be better at some things in other areas that they're not good at. So I think you have to not put so much weight on that. And that's a tricky thing with like gifted children. And I do, probably in a couple years, will try again to see if I can get my kid into the gifted program. Not because I feel the need to push them. More the opposite, like I feel the need for them to be challenged enough and to get proper support. Which is something I feel like is so misunderstood with gifted people. Like the fact that it's not just that we're good at things, the idea that we have a lot of sensory things going on that other people don't understand or acknowledge. That whole like, oh, gifted kids are so sensitive. It's like, yeah, I am. My brain is probably taking in 40+% more information than yours is and trying to process it. And so like, I'm distracted or seemingly distracted or overwhelmed because there's just so much information coming in. And even though I've worked with the school a little bit, and my kid does have an IEP, they still haven't recognized yet that, like, I don't think that they have the scope yet or the ability to like diagnose like where this kid is going to be at. They just don't know. Like my kid still has one eye patched because they had like a lazy eye, which has been corrected, but now the other eye needs to get stronger. So probably within the next year or two that will come off. But you know, my kid didn't read quite as fast as the other kids and not as fast as I did when I was a kid. But it's like they're trying to get their brain to, you know, process seeing out of one eye, then patching the other eye, seeing out of two eyes at times. It's a lot. And then if you throw like dyslexic genes into the mix, it's like, that's a lot for a brain to take in. But it's now my kid is like reading full Dr. Seuss books, you know, and like moving on to more advanced books. And it's just like, I didn't push my child to do anything they didn't want to do, even if teachers were like, yeah, like, especially being young going into the school system, because she was born in December. So here, like, any kid that was born any time in December now can go into school at like 4 years old, basically, into kindergarten. So you're younger than all the other kids, because all the other kids are 5. So I just don't try to put a lot of stress on my kid. Like, I made a post today about parents and regulation, and like, I'm not always trying to talk smack about the way that I grew up or talk badly about, my parents, but just acknowledging that it's there. It was an issue. Like, I probably had 1 or 2 undiagnosed neurodivergent parents that were never taught how to regulate, and it creates a stressful environment for you. So you have to teach yourself to regulate. And I noticed this with children and adults. So I see adults who are children of people that I know their parents, and it's like, kids really do pay attention. Like, they notice the behavior of their parents, and you'll see them display that behavior when the parents are not around. Even if they're grown children, like, they pick up the habits. So I think it's like one of the best choices I've made was a few years ago to go into therapy and just work on my own self-regulation, which isn't perfect all the time, but it's a lot better, especially not having like super stressful like relationships in my life. Like, I've been cutting back on the people that I interact with, even just as friends, cutting back with interactions with family that just drain me. I've obviously worked to make wiser choices in my romantic life, which doesn't mean that like everything's perfect all the time, but God, is it much less stressful. Like, we have our stuff that we work on, but we work on it together, and we acknowledge it, and we're not like, no one's in denial about anything. And I can talk to my partner, and they listen without being like, without being like overly reactive and like taking it as an assault on their character. So I think those are all good things for children to grow up with. Like, I wonder like how different my life would have been if I had had more regulated present parents. And it's hard in this day and age with all the social media. Like, this is why I try to keep it in balance. Like, I don't particularly want to be on social media all the time. It kind of takes you, it's weird because there's a duality to it. I posted a video recently from a diagnosed autistic content creator, and they were talking about like, yeah, it is very validating as a neurodivergent person, especially to find your community online when it's harder to find that in your area, especially for those of us that don't like to go out. Like, my partner and I were just talking about that recently, and like, they are more social than I am, though they are neurodivergent. Like, I'm tired, like, sometimes, especially with a child. Like, I don't want to socialize that much, and it gets mistaken by people that like I don't like them personally, and it's like, it's nothing against you. I'm just not, like, I love being at home. Like, I'm used to spending a lot of time in my personal space. Like, anything that's new to me is overwhelming. So yeah, I've definitely tanked on energy for the day, but I'm getting there. And that's like, one thing I've learned in life and in therapy over the years is like, I used to go so hard all the time, and I was such a like in survival mode type of person that I just never wanted to stop until I burned myself out, so it's all right if you need to take a break. It's all right to rest. It's okay to cut back on certain things and evaluate like what you actually have time and energy for in your life. My dog is snoring so loud right now. You guys hear that? They are chill as heck. Like, that's funny. So yeah, it's like heard or saw someone recently talking about, I had this conversation with my partner too about just life in general, and it's like I had this conversation with my kid in the car today, so this was funny because my kid, I don't know if she overheard me say this, but she said, like, dying is like being asleep, except you don't wake up. And I said, yeah, it's true. And I said, and that's all great when you're like old, like sleeping is great for babies and old people, but it's like if you die, like you don't get to do so many fun things that you can be doing. So, you know, the philosophy and the fear that a lot of people have in their life that drives different things about death it's funny to me because I don't share that sentiment. Like, death does seem very peaceful to me, but also it's like it's probably pretty boring if you're even conscious at that point. But it's interesting to raise a child in a totally different mentality than I was raised in. Like, the whole growing up, I don't know how many supposed apocalypses I've lived through. Like, I don't even take them seriously anymore, you know. I mean, obviously, like, there's a lot of stressful stuff going on right now, and we're all doing our best to handle it as we can, which is why I'm still on doing my social media thing, because, like, I feel like we need representation and connection. But at the same time, like, I don't need to have 5,000 people on my pages. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm at a quality versus quantity point in my life. So, yeah. Enjoy what you have, you know? And it's funny because another theme I see is people around this age of like 30s, 40s, 50s, and this mentality that they're so disenfranchised with life that they're like, I don't even care. Like, they don't take care of themselves. They don't expect to live past like 30, you know? Like, there's that whole generation that believed in like 27 Club, and they didn't think they hit that age and they're like, oh wow, I'm still here and now I have all this stuff to deal with. And it's like, I mean, you can change, you can make your life better, you can make better decisions. I'm still always processing things myself about how my life's been and things that didn't serve me well, attitudes that didn't serve me, mentalities, but you know, it's like I didn't have a lot of support. I did a lot of things myself. And sometimes it's how you have to do it, but also like you can't do it all yourself. So enjoy life while you have it, but keep it balanced. So this necklace my partner and I got recently, they had the other half, so it's like the yin and the yang, but like I literally have that big tapestry hanging up in my living room, and I've talked to my kid about it because sometimes she'll get on this thing of like, this is the worst day ever, or whatever, like today stinks and everything's been bad, and I'm like, you know, but even in the bad there's like a little bit of something, you know, good that you learn from it, a little bit of like, even in every bad time it's not going to last forever, so you have to think about just like, there's a whole, this is I guess like a deeper theme of like my beliefs and like why I talk about religion and stuff, and being formerly part of basically religious cults, is that like, I think we villainize a society, like the whole idea of like the darkness, the bad. It's like when bad things are happening, somehow we think that it's a reflection of us, you know, and sometimes it is, and sometimes we have no control over it. Like, sometimes life is just what it is. But I think like villainizing negative feelings and struggle and bad things happening and making it like a morality thing is just not, it doesn't serve us well. And a lot of people are living their lives very miserably. So, y'all know me. I am all about living your truth and being authentic. And sometimes it's hard, but also sometimes it makes your life a lot better. So I feel like I had so many other things to talk about, but I don't know what time. I may take a nap before I go pick my kid up from school today. I'm hoping that soon some of this, like this health fatigue and stuff, kind of dissipates so I can get a little more energy and start working on the house. But I'm sure everybody, I don't know where it is, how it is where everybody else lives in the country, but here in Western New York, the weather has been atrocious. Like, it's like everything is shifted. Like, I said to my kid today, because she said, why is it raining so much? And I said, well, it's spring. And I was like, they used to say April showers bring May flowers. I'm like, it's more like May showers bring June flowers at this point. But you never know, like in November, it might be 70 degrees out. So hang in there while y'all are waiting for the seasonal depression to wear off. Yeah, I don't know. It's like this is the thing. It's like sometimes living in this area is tiring because of the weather. But it does make you appreciate the other seasons. Like in the summer, like we'll all be waiting for the summer to go have fun and do fun stuff, and then it gets dry and the pollen is terrible and you're having headaches every day and your face hurts, and you know, if you're like unfortunately like me and you can't go in the sun, everything is a little bit harder. You know, so then you appreciate winter, you know. I think down the line I probably won't stay in this area forever, but I appreciate things about it. So that's the whole thing in life, is like especially as neurodivergent people, getting out of that all good, all bad thinking, or as a, you know, CPTSD, which I don't know if I've talked a lot about it on here, but I have reposted it. Like, they're saying now that like CPTSD is another form of neurodivergence because it literally changes your brain as you're growing. Like, if you're a child who is experiencing extreme trauma, your brain has rewired as it's growing. And a lot of that is just, it's just going to be the way it is. You can work on some of it, but also like acknowledge that like this is the way my brain is now. So it's I don't know. I don't think CPTSD is included in the DSM right now. They're doing all this weird stuff. This is a wild time, but I do think like we are going to make it out of this. I'm not saying that there's going to be no literal or metaphorical, you know, casualties of this area, which this of this time, not area, which stinks, but we will get there. But just trying to stay calm with your kids, especially, it does help them neurologically. Like, I think if I had a different life experience, like maybe my brain would be a little different. Though, like, neurodivergence really does seem to run in my family. So then it becomes the, like, you know, which is which, the which came first kind of thing. But it's going to be interesting how in another 20 years, so a lot of the stuff that I was studying like 20 years ago and really into, it's like someone sent me something the other day and they're like, oh, like popular media is starting to catch on to this and this and that. And I'm like, I know, like, I'm very aware. So not all of it like comes out to be valid in the wash, but I am happy to see, even though things are so bad in so many regards right now, that like at least we're addressing as a society a lot of these issues, a lot of social issues, a lot of these like things about neurodivergence and like queer society and stuff. And it's like, it sucks because there's a lot of people who aren't ready to accept it. But you know, it's like how I always say about like work, because I've been working in retail for 25 years, and it's like when you go into the store and stuff's always moving around, yeah, it's frustrating, but that is the nature of retail. Like, people always want something new, things are always changing, you're always getting new information, don't eat this, eat that, da, 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 da. So stuff's always going to change, and like that is society. Like, the people who want everything to stay the same, it's not sustainable. So this is it's a lot right now. It's a lot, the discussions, and trust me, when you don't have that energy for it, step back and give yourself some time. But hang in there, because it's going to get to some better resolution at some point. It sucks right now, and it's hard. Like, I have had some you know, age appropriate conversations with my child about it. But it's funny how kids just don't have the bias of being stuck in their ways, and when you explain it to them, they're just like, well, this makes sense, or that's weird, why would you do that? And it's just like, people are afraid of change. Embrace it. Like, embrace that, like, other people are different than you, and that's fine. So I just have so many thoughts. My brain is like a million miles an hour right now, but I'm very interested to see the future of, like, society in terms of LGBTQ issues, and then, like, how neurodiversity is going to play out in the workplace. Like, social media is so interesting right now because there's so much content and so many people who never really had much of a voice that are, like, speaking right now. So I don't know what else I was going to talk to you guys about today. I was mostly just ranting and talking about my life. So I think it's going to be, this summer is going to be really busy for me. We're trying to do a couple of vacations in July, which is fun, but also a lot. There's complicating things about going to see family, and especially traveling to different states. It's like a queer couple, like, to go to other states that are not as liberal as here, it sucks because you have to figure out the areas and the places that you can feel a little safer. So we're working it out. Oh, and the other funny thing I will say to you guys, I laughed at myself today because it's like, it's May, almost June. 1 minute. And y'all are gonna laugh at me, but this is how I am, and I've had this discussion with people lately. I'm like, there's two types of people, maybe more than two, but in general, there's the people that just live in the moment. They'll look in their bank account and they're like, oh, I have X amount of dollars. I can buy this today, or I can't buy this today. And that's just how they live their life. But, like, I am such a planner, and I don't like to be under, I can work well under pressure because obviously I have CPTSD. Like, I've worked in restaurants, I've worked retail. It's a mode for me to switch into. But, like, in my personal life, I like to plan. I like to feel like I have a little more control over things. So it's like, it's almost June. I'm already buying stuff for Christmas. And you know what? I know it gets played out, but if you are anything like me where you get overwhelmed by the whole experience of shopping for holidays and stuff, try it. Like, plus I notice, like, a lot of times Christmas pricing is kind of weird because, like, I've worked in retail, so they play all these little games of, like, hike the price up, put it down, do this, do that. Like, a lot of times the sales, I notice, I watch things, I'm like, like, the Black Friday sales aren't always as good. If you know what you want, like, make a list of things you're thinking about and watch the prices. But, like, as I've said before, my child's birthday is early December, and then 2.5 weeks later is Christmas. And I'm just like, it's a lot. And I like to buy stuff that might not be in season in December. So I'm trying this year, but then it's like, I have boxes in my closet, and I'm like, whatever, this is just how it is. Like, I don't want to have to do everything at the last minute, deal with the crowds, whatever. I'm just keeping in mind, like, buying a little thing here and there, and also keeping in mind my limits of, like, how much I want to spend. But that's how some of us are. Some of us are planners and some of us just live life on the edge, and it's okay. I think we need both types of people in the world. So I hope everyone is doing well. As I always say, like, hang in there. I know there's a lot of stressful stuff going on. As I posted a few days ago, Alex and I watched on Netflix, there's that documentary about Woodstock 99, and man, y'all, that was crazy to watch because I lived it. I was like 16, and I remember watching the footage on TV, on like MTV, but it was super censored, and they kept, like, the people running the festival kept trying to, like, basically gaslight everybody, like, oh, it's not that bad, it's only a couple of people, da 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 da. And so like we watched this documentary and I was like, wow, like it's crazy how much footage there really is, how much they tried to kind of brush it under the rug and tell you that nothing was going on, but it was like, it really took me back, and I was like, wow, like I do think we've made some progress as a society, because like that was like just the culmination of a mentality of people. Like it, when you look in the crowd at Woodstock 99, it looks like a frat party, like a bunch of frat dudes. Like, and I'm sure there were like little offshoots, but I said to my partner, I'm like, it's funny because you don't really see like alt people. You don't see people with like a bunch of people with different colored hair. You don't see a bunch of like goth kids. And like there were goth kids and there were people dyeing their hair, but it was like, I don't know, we were doing something different at the time. We weren't spending that much money on tickets to go hang out with a bunch of frat boys who were the kids that went to school that hated us, like hated us. So I'm glad, like I can't imagine the way people live today dropping them into that environment of that concert. Like, and I hate to say it, but I think like those are some of the people now that like we're struggling with. Like they don't want to change. They don't want to get out of their mentality. They want to live in that. And it's like you can't. Even as an individual, you cannot continue to live in your old ways. Life is about growth, like until you die. So grow and change and accept that things change. Go with it. It's going to change either way. But yeah, if y'all are looking for something wild to watch, I will say that there's some triggering stuff in that documentary. There was definitely some moments where like, ugh, like, and the world is not perfect, but I think, you know, in another 20, 30 years, we'll be looking back on stuff that's going on right now, and probably the same thing. There'll be some wild footage, and we'll be like, wow, they were telling us the whole time that this and that wasn't going on, but look at how far we've come now. So day-to-day life can be hard, but just keep it all in perspective, because, you know, the only constant in life is change. If I see some more like good vegan snacks and stuff, whatever new stuff I come by, I'll try to post some more stuff. I have not been great about it, just kind of been enjoying life. But I miss it. I miss, like, as you guys know, like my old position before doing what I do now was category management, which I wouldn't want to go back to it at this point, in this, like, in the culmination of what it is. But, and I like what I do now, but I like finding new stuff is fun. And it's like being gluten-free and vegan for so long, there are so many more options now than there used to be, which is really exciting. And it's just seeing that growth in the stores and stuff, and seeing people just catch on that they can live a healthier life, or they can just eat junk food and not worry about harming animals. Like, whatever you want to do, all the choices are out there. So it's great to have lots of choices. So y'all have a great day. I don't know when I'll do another live again, because I'm tired. I'm a tired mom, but I'm still here. Have a good day.